Okay, so for this purpose of fucking English is hard. For the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna call you back, just because I don't really know how to pronounce your name like 100%. I'm just gonna call you back. It's easy. Um, I'm just gonna run through your CT side. I didn't watch your T side, to be completely honest. This video would just be like an hour long. So I'm gonna run through your CT side. I'm gonna help you, play cat, maybe become more aware, maybe when to fall off. I haven't seen anything yet, so I don't know exactly how you play. And then afterwards, I might hop into a server and show you anything. But for now, I'm just gonna quickly run through this demo and watch how you play. So pistol round, you push top mid, which I am going to assume was Chaos's call. Not a bad pistol strat. You're flanking, they're on A. You're going to go Palace, which is good. You split one Palace, split one ramp. I guess you didn't see him sandwich. That's whatever. You know what happens. Next round, I'm not sure if this... Yeah, no, it doesn't look like this is on the new money system, so you guys are going to force, which is alright. Yeah, right here, you're sitting in the open. That is not necessarily the best play. You ran up cat, you heard they were rushing, and I get that you really wanted to help your teammate on the site, but playing behind pillar over here would have been all good too, right? Like, there was nothing wrong with doing that. To be fair, you didn't have, I don't think you guys had much utility, so you really couldn't stop a B rush. It's not necessarily your fault, but if you heard them rushing like that and you knew they were bombing utility over, you probably just should have stayed cat, or even fallen off, and you could play like that 4v4 situation, or even saved and played next round. That's one thing that people don't like to call as much these days, but I used to see it a lot, and like when I first started playing was on an anti-eco round, you stack a site, they don't push your site, you save, you can have another shot at this. Now, with the new money, that's pretty much useless on CT side, so can't really do much about that. So you're going to die, whatever. Just kind of be more aware of where you're playing, and I'm not too sure like exactly what was going through your head there, so can't comment much on that. Here, you guys are going to save, which is the right play. Going to assume you guys just push ramp. Nothing happens. Chaos's call is just to push through. Not a bad round. Right here, no one had armor, so it was, made the right play to keep the MP5. If someone had armor, I would have just tossed it over to them, but obviously made the right play. You pushed up cat with your teammate. Here, as a team, you guys maybe could have played a bit more slow, but I guess your players and apps were fighting apps, and your playing market, was doing something right, so can't blame you guys for that. And obviously, you're not going to save an MP5 because what's the point? You're buying this round anyways. So here you're going to buy up an op. You have a mid spawn. Honestly, you don't have to take mid there because Chaos is pretty close behind you. You heard them apps. You fell off to site, which was the right play because Chaos had mid. By the way, I don't know what you guys call Corey. I'm just going to call him Chaos because that's what I've called him, for a while or whatever. Yeah. What do you want?
A Fortnite skin.
Okay. So, stay backside here. This is, the right play. Going to assume that Corey has eyes on mid. Yep. So right here, the only flaw in your plan in total is that they could boost window, but, obviously you're just going to bank off that they're not going to do that. So right here, what you're doing is perfectly fine by me. Playing 2 back sight is, like, actually good. You rotated off to window, which, like I just said, isn't a bad idea. I think getting in the window was bad there, but you fell off right away, so it doesn't matter. Right there, you knew that they were still coming out. You didn't have to, push up and fight. Like, you could have fought from the window. I mean, I'm not too sure if you knew he was there, and I guess you wanted to get onto the site before they jumped out. So, you had, the right play in mind. assuming that that guy wasn't in the window. And I don't know if like what Roman was calling. I don't know if he called like, oh, they're all out or whatever. So can't give you shit for that. But right there, I would have just, peeked, checked the window, spot the window, and then jumped out, so you know that you can't get sniped jumping out or killed jumping out. No, so you guys are going to take this round, which, was good. Here you go, what? In terms of economy, yes, this was the right play to make. You bought a FAMAS, you bought utility, you knew they had money, so you couldn't really use a SMG. So right here, you made the right play, assuming that, you like using FAMAS and you kind of know what you're doing with it. You're going to smoke apps, which is good. You'll kind of always want an early smoke because it, might stop a rush. And you don't necessarily need it for cat. This is good. You're helping mid. You stayed in mid while Corey repositioned, and this is good. Right there, that was good. You peeked for info, but you didn't over-adjust. You're watching underpass. Not a bad play. You're kind of sure that they're not going to be top mid at this point as they're executing on A, so that's good. This is good. You waited for your team. You didn't push up too much. You're waiting for sight. Here, yeah, you're going to get this op and you're going to save. That would be the right... Okay, you couldn't save. I don't think you did much wrong there because, you had no utility. You couldn't really do anything other than look for picks. Your teammates just died. Nothing that you could do there. Right here, I don't necessarily know what you guys... Oh, never mind. 2 M4s. That's not bad. You have an M4 here, and I'm not sure if this is my demo glitching or if you actually have an M4, but you're not using it, which I'm going to assume you didn't know you had it. Right there, you got to be more aware that they're running out A. I'm going to assume that Shake called that they were out, and you saw Titan die as well. Wait, no, did he not die jungle? I don't remember, but you kind of gotta assume that they're not going to be pushing out. Maybe Shake didn't call that, that there was no jungle smoke up. So if he called that there was a jungle smoke and a stairs smoke up, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Kind of got to be aware that they might have pushed it. But unless Shake called that there was a jungle smoke and you were misinformed, right there, not the best play to just peek out like that because 9 times out of 10 you're going to get dicked on. Maybe there's a 1 out of 10 chance that you go 1 for 1 there. Yeah, after all, that was just a bad play. And you guys are going to lose this round because they had good positioning on site. You guys didn't have the best buy. You guys are going to save, which is good. Someone knifed Corey, which is upsetting, but whatever. You're going to push ramp. That's good. I would, show Corey that maybe pushing ramp isn't the best idea, like every single eco round, but whatever. It worked twice, so I can't even say that it's bad. Just gonna quickly run through this. So here you have 4,400. You skipped out on head armor. Right play. No one has a kit yet. Never mind. 2 kits. Yep, you did a good buy here. Pushing top mid, I think that's not a bad play. That's a good play. Right here, you guys should be falling off, and this is, not your fault, but just something you could, let Roman know that if you guys are going to push 2 top mid, I'll see if I can pull up this. That's like this, eh? And I can't even draw on the new panorama. Okay, well, you're just going to have to refer to what I'm saying here. You push 2 top mid, you started flanking, not a bad play. It's not a good play, not a bad play. But if you guys are going to push 2 top mid, you guys should have Roman play either, assuming he has an op, he could play market, but without an op, he should just be playing cat, because if he plays cat, he can fall off. And then right there, if you guys, instead of flanking apps, you could push one up cat. You could retake 2 from cat, 1 from apps, 2 from market. Instead, I'm going to assume Roman just dies here. And you guys kind of get put in a shitty situation where you have to retake 5 on 4 with a good amount of utility. So there's a chance you still win this. Played this smart, clear your angles, got the kill. Good. Right here, you are about to die with a smoke and a flash. Right there, it wouldn't hurt just to pop a flash out the window, throw a smoke over, or even throw a smoke somewhere. What you could do is smoke. Oh, you can smoke the tip of this balcony. I can't move. I don't know why, but you smoke the tip of this balcony that Corey was looking at there a second ago, and that gives you, that van player is kind of useless, and you can peek Goose on cat or anyone on site. You can fight bench better, and Corey had a nade. He could have naded Van. He could have thrown a smoke somewhere. It's not bad to die with 1 or 2 pieces of utility. Not always, but if you kind of run in with a chicken with your head cut off, or whatever that expression is, that's not good. You should always be kind of aware of what utility you have and what you can possibly do with it. Corey should not have went for that. 1v3, not the best idea. Whatever. You guys you're forced to save here. You chose the scout, which isn't necessarily a good idea. Or sorry, no. Isn't necessarily a bad idea. Oh, never mind. I am watching Corey still. I am a retard. Okay, bought an MP9. This is perfect. You're going to play close B, I'm going to assume. Playing mid here is not the best idea, especially since Roman had an MP5, which was, better for fighting range. If you have an MP9, you should be playing somewhere like Van, directly under the windows, whatever. You peeked mid. It's no big deal. I guess they could have rushed up cat and you could have played that properly. Oh, right here you guys switched out. That's perfect. Look at your positioning there a second ago. You were, you were running around just in the middle of nowhere. You should be playing your angles better because, and you're going to learn this the more you play, but if someone were to peek there, like there could be a lurker or whatever, all you have to do is swing wide. You are in the middle of the open. You have nowhere that you can take cover, and you're screwed. If you were kind of just, even though you're falling back and you're under the impression that no one's apps, you should still be falling off cautiously, playing your angles right. And right here, I'm going to assume that someone on A called a rotate. But if they didn't, you have no reason to rotate because even if they threw a flash mid, where you're going isn't going to do anything. There's 1 guy palace, you guys have someone jungle, and 2 on A. So, if it was... Oh, never mind. You fell back. I am just that asshole. You threw a pop flash, you're getting flashed over. Right here, this is probably the right play. In a 1... no, you played that right. You're playing this right now. You're going to just look for this pick. It didn't work as well as it could have. You maybe should have waited backside a bit more to wait till your team came in and made sure that they didn't get market control. But that's also super risky because if they're trying to wrap site and get into market, you're screwed. So what play you made there was like super puggy. It was not a bad play, but it wasn't necessarily the best play. But, whatever. In those kind of situations, you have to kind of do something. So, last round is 15-9. Your CT side, honestly, the way you're playing isn't too horrible because they haven't really been coming B, and when they have been, you've been in, bad situations. But right here, they run out A. Your team does, a pretty good job. They call Palace. Yeah, you're playing this properly. You're you're not fully swinging, but you're there to trade. Checking your angles. Not bad. It kicks in that he could be anywhere. Smart play to rotate. He moved back A, not your fault. You can't do anything. You played that perfectly. You know, you didn't over-aggress, but you were there to trade, which is what what a player, like from what I've seen so far, is what you kind of like to do, which is definitely right. Right here, you're kind of indecisive whether you should go cat or not. You know, not a bad play because there's no one mid, right? So here you're gonna fall back sight. This is a good angle, but I'm really hoping that you use this molly. If you want to just look, I don't know where you throw this molly yet, but if you throw it like right on the ground there, right, on that B symbol, but maybe up a bit where, they would normally plant, maybe throwing it Van, if Roman doesn't fall off to Van and he likes to fall off site. Both good plays. I don't see what you do with it yet, so, okay. Yep, no. Perfect play. You threw it into balcony. It's not bad. You're playing this all properly. Maybe being a little less noisy when you're rotating through market and around there is, more ideal, but whatever. Not bad. You played that round perfectly, or properly at least. Right here. Yeah, you played that well. And you're playing mid slowly. You're going to molly behind there. Now, right here, when you have this molly, in a pug, I think this would be fine, but now that you're playing on a team, and especially with an IGL like Chaos or CJ who likes to play more of a structured style, you're probably better off, using it when you're not alone mid. Because let's just say, theoretically, there's two people behind these boxes, they can swing either side and you're screwed. You can't really do anything. But, you see that Corey's rotating. Oh, no, he's not. He just moved to jungle. So, when you guys are switching off of mid, you should do it together, So instead of rotating at the same time, he stays connector, you rotate cat, and then you take over from there, Because then here you might not need to use this molly, or when you do use the molly, Chaos looks left side, you look right side, and if theoretically there's two people there, you get the kills. Okay, right here, pushing up. Not the worst idea. Not necessarily the best idea because, they could have been underpass and you were kind of too naive to check there. You started walking when you got to top mid. I would have started walking a bit earlier. Can't give a shit for that. You're going to flank ramp, which is right. Going to get a kill. Right here, you should fall right off the top mid, and I think that's what you're going to do. You should be more aware of underpass right here. I'm going to assume you died to him. Yeah. So, you know what, honestly, not your fault there. He kind of just got a nice shot off on you, and I believe this is where the game ends. Yeah, so from your CT side, you were often just caught out, in bad positions, or you weren't aware of something. Honestly, you're going to get better at that, the more you play. I'm going to hop into a map here, and the more you play, the better you will become with this stuff. You're going to realize not to stand in the middle of the open. You're going to learn what it's like to, use your angles better. Okay? So, if my aim or whatever, or my crosshair placement looks off, that's just because I don't play this res. I normally play 1920 by 1080, I normally play 1024 by 768, 4x3 stretched, right? So this feels different for me. So, you're the B player. I didn't watch your T side. What you should be doing is smoking apps every round, which I saw you do, which is good. And you moved towards cat a lot, which, is your position. Right here, you're going to hear people. As soon as you get here, you're going to hear people. And if you don't hear them, that means that Roman has enough time to get into a good position. A good position for him to play would be right here. If you want to just show him this, it's right here, assuming that you are pushed up cat and helping, and you're not exposed to this window here. So if you're, right here, or, up more, that's a good angle to play. But, or like for him to play, it would be like right here, because he's not peeking around, and when players get here, they walk up to here, and then they start clearing angles, right? And they're not looking for Van that late. And, he gets a kill, falls bench, throws a flash, boom. And then right there, you would rotate off, or you rotate up, sorry, and you could fight from back here, or you can push up like this, or like this. So, I saw on the second round that you were over here, and you heard them running in, and you rotated to the site. Now, you heard them rushing, so, like, when they're, there's 5 of them, so when they're clearing these angles, you are an easy target. I kicked all the bots, but your body couldn't be easier to hit here. Like, you're running by, they have subs, and they're just coming in, just, like, you can't miss, and you're gonna get killed there 9 times out of 10. Especially if they're bombing flashes, and, you get caught on this for a second, and then you keep running, and you get caught on this. And even then, backside with a deagle, not the best angle to play. You can play this headshot angle, maybe, hit 2 people, but the second that they swarm you with SMGs, you're kind of screwed. If you're playing over here, you can, peek like this, maybe fight. I think you had a flash, right? And you can throw, oh, that was a bad example, but like, you can always use your flash, especially on these eco rounds when they're rushing in. Throwing your flash like right there could slow this down tremendously, and on an eco round, you're aiming to win it, and losing with no kills is worst case scenario. But a good middle ground there is taking 3 guns away. That's like your big goal would be to win, but you're like really hoping to just get 2-3 guns away, and throwing this flash really lets you like hit this, or if they're jumping out, you can even like throw a flash like that, and if they're looking for you cat, it might hit them, it might hit their peripheral vision, you're good. And even if they jump out, you can do something like this, getting in this corner, not the best angle. If you have a CZ, maybe playing right under the window is good, you can kill 1, or even playing in this corner, not the worst. This is just a little tip. You can see that this corner curves a bit. If you're going to sit like in this corner, you're better off sitting here, but you are more exposed like when they're coming up cat, right? Like you're here instead of all the way in this corner. But, you're less exposed here, and you're also closer if you're using a pistol. And then, once again, to what you were doing earlier, I believe you had the MP9. It's not MP9. I'm not on the C2 side, so I'm just going to use an MP5 UMP for this example. You moved up cat under the assumption this is an MP9. You're not really going to hit much, so I don't remember if you had a smoke. I think you used it apps, but if you have a smoke and you have an MP9 mid, you can do something like this. Just gonna hold them off mid, and you can do like, you can just play around it here. And when you fall off, you just jump away. Like, you shouldn't get hit from that. And, you can throw a flash like this if you're going to peek mid, assuming you have an M4 like later on in the game. So, but then you were on cat and you started moving like right back like this. Like you can't be easier to hit when you're right here. Like, for any T swinging, your body is just so exposed, you can hit that shot 9 times out of 10. So, like, my suggestion to you is just be more aware. Like, be aware that they could be apps anytime. There could be one guy walked up all the way apps. You can take the long way. You're on a team. You shouldn't be, playing like you're clueless, because I know you're not clueless. Right? So just play your angles right. Like, fall off like this. One other last thing that I kind of want to mention is this right here. When you rotate every single time, I don't think I saw you walk. Maybe once or twice, but you're making so much noise. And like I said, lurking is, if someone can do it properly, they're gonna get so much info off that. Like, the odds, like, they hear a scope connector and they hear you rotating around here, and they know that you guys know that there's some A, they know B's open, right? Like, you have to realize that making these footsteps here is tremendous, because hitting B site when there's one person is a lot easier than hitting it when there's two. So when you're rotating, you should be more cautious of, where you're coming through or where you're making steps. I'm just ranting, that's why. So another thing is, I don't think like this, kind of work to this particular demo, but if you're trying to, if you know they're on eco, throwing a molly would be good. I don't think they were on eco all half, because you guys kind of gave up pistol and then gave up first gun round, right? So not your fault, but mollying is super good. And if you know they're rushing, throwing nades like that are so much, even that one messed up. But I always see cat players go like this. They always go like that. What is this nade doing? I don't know if you do this, but they always do this. This nade will not do anything. It's going to land right on this chair, and if you're here, you're not, if you're here, you're not taking damage from it. You're going to be back a bit more. You're not taking damage from it. If you have to throw a nade, bouncing it off this is better, because even that one wasn't perfect, right? Like, it's a hard nade to do, but throwing it off that first one, especially, like right here, you hear them running, they're going to hit that. But the one that lands, like, back here, like, on the chair, that's barely going to do anything. So, if I were you, I would get into a map and kind of throw these nades and kind of look, what's going to do what. What will... Like, what's going to be effective, what won't be effective. Like, that flash, not effective. A flash like this, that looks pretty effective. They kind of see it coming, but if someone's, like, trying to clear a van as they're running up, they might get hit by that, if they're tunnel visioned. So, what I'm saying now doesn't really have anything to do with your demo, but it's just to make you a better player. If you guys are playing mid, heavy, and the team likes to push up cat, they have like a nice good mid take, throwing that works. Like, it kind of stops them, and you're not exposed to chair, you're not exposed to cat. The only thing you're really exposed to here is someone running up connector, which you kind of have to be prepared for. But what this does is, if you know that they're coming off cat, like they smoke top mid and say they smoke here, kind of throw that, or you can throw a molly behind it, whatever. If they say they smoke top connector, right, your 8 players are here, and they throw a top connector smoke, and they throw a window smoke, and you've seen this before this game, right? What you do, smoke yourself off cat. If you're going to throw smoke, I would throw it deeper just so it cuts off ladder room in case they do push into ladder room, and then they can screw over your window player, right? So throw it like this, maybe a bit deeper than what I did, and you can hold on to this smoke, or you can fall right off. But like I said, you have to be quiet, because if they know you fell off cat, that's an easy swing. Like right here, they hear you running off cat, freak out. Like, and you might not notice this now in the rank that you're playing at, like these face it points cups, but you're definitely going to notice it when you start scrimming, and you're definitely like 100% going to notice it in league, that the steps you make rotating are huge keys. And that being said, if you're on T side, listen for these steps. The more you play Mirage, the more you're going to learn what these steps mean and like where they're from. So especially if you like to go underpass a lot, you're going to hear that. If you hear these footsteps, you know that you're like in good hands, right? So that's kind of all I have to say. If you have anything more to say, ask me about it. If you want me to make like a B control video on how you want, like how I play cat, I could do that. If you want to know just like a few flashes, I can show you those. Closing statements: be more aware of the steps that you make and the your awareness. Like be more aware of I don't know how to word this, but you're routing, like, don't be over here, like, don't rotate like this, but be, you know, like, you have time, right? You're playing on a team, assuming they're not rushing A, you can do this, but if they're, like, rushing A, and you're playing cat, you can still fall off like this. That's still a lot better than, like, you know, like, I'm not saying you did this specifically, but, like, you know, back turn, B hopping like this, like, people do that, and it's stupid. So, if you're gonna do this, like, you know, jiggle peek it a few times, run across with your crosshair stuck to this angle, and then, you know, walk away, right? Because someone underpass, you know, they won't hear your footsteps here, but the second you get, like, over here in the market, they can hear those. So just be more aware of when you're rotating off, especially if you're alone on the site. Because, you know, if someone hears you from market and you were alone, it's now clear. And, yeah. So, but other than that, I think you played good. I think that your movement and aim can be, you know, I don't want to say improved because, like, that kind of sounds like the asshole thing to say, but look at your crosshair placement when you play. Like, I didn't look at your crosshair placement and cringe because it was bad, and maybe the demo made your aim look a lot worse than it is, but I don't know how much work you do on your aim, but I would start working on that more, because, you know, the plays that you're making and your awareness aren't as bad as you might think. It's just, I think what you're kind of having problems with is what you're thinking that other people are thinking, right? Like, you don't know what other people are thinking. Like, you don't know where they are and what they're doing, which you'll learn over time. So, if I were you, I would, you know, work on movement and routing. Routing, I don't know how you, like, you know, where you move on the map, and think, if I'm running around here, well, where can they hear me from? They can hear me from underpass, apps, and whatever. So if you're not really worried about them knowing your cat, make steps. But you're worried about them hearing you rotate off B, don't make steps. So other than that, I think your demo, you know, wasn't bad. You kind of got overran a few times, and, like, I didn't see many frags from you on CT side. So I don't know, you know, it could have been a bad game. It's not my place to judge your aim, but maybe you should work on it more, okay? I'm not trying to come off like an asshole. I hope you can understand that and don't get butthurt when I say that. But your position and stuff isn't bad. Like, the way you played wasn't bad. They didn't take mid a lot, so you couldn't really be helping mid. Under the circumstances that they are taking mid, you should be helping mid from cat. Like, you should be helping mid just as much as your window player is, like, to a certain degree. But I think that you played good, and that you will definitely improve playing under Chaos's, or CJ, or whatever you call him, playing under his IGL style, because from what I can tell, the way you play isn't like a puggy play style, which is perfect. So I hope you kind of learned something from this, and that, you know, you don't take everything that I said to heart, and you kind of take it as if, like, you know, you should. Like, I don't think that you're going to do that, but just take what I'm saying, like you said earlier, like an outside opinion. So I don't know everything that was going on there, but from what I can tell, and from what you know I can tell, I've already said what you have to be doing. Sorry if this video was kind of stuttery and a bit rambly. I'm not good at this. I haven't made these videos before. This is like my second one ever, right? So, yeah. Other than that, I think you played good. I think that you can definitely improve in the future. So, good luck.